Hello and thanks for joining me for another video beer review then. So today we've got another beer from Verdant. I've had a fair few this year in 2023. Heard some great things about this. It's a rebrew, but I've never had it before. It's called Under the Same Sky. So it's a double IPA coming in, as you can see, at 8.5% ABV. So this is actually classed as on Untapped. It's quite an amusing. So it's a double New England style, if you like. But it also says in the commercial description, I thought it was quite amusing. We enjoyed our first attempt at a triple dry hopped, no dextrose double IPA. TDHNDD IPA. Quite an amusing one. So much so that we rebrewed it with huge quantities of Citra, Mosaic and Strata hops added on 3 separate cold side occasions. So the malts then are extra pale, oats and flaked wheat, and the yeast is Verdant house yeast. So we'll go ahead and get into this one. I've had this a little while actually, but it's got a best before date then of the 20th of June of 2023. I've had, when did I pick this up? Probably early was it the end of January, I think I picked this one up. But yeah, I've heard some great things about it, so let's go ahead and crack it open then. Fancied something good, so get an aroma from the can. Well, that's quite subdued. That's probably going to change in the glass, so just gone ahead and clean this one. We'll see if any bubbles are hanging around here. Hopefully not. I've just seen something on this glass. I hope it's not what I think it is. No, it's not. I thought there was a crack. Good. Anyway, yeah, it looks like I've done a good job cleaning the glass. That looks absolutely amazing. Didn't really pour much of a head, but then I was sidetracked on the pour there. So, but yeah, looks absolutely pin sharp in the glass. Nice juicy orange. Thin layer of just a thin layer of white head then on this one. Then into the light, yeah, there's not much coming through there. There's some paler oranges around the sides of the glass, the bottom and the top and the sides. But yeah, it's looking pretty murky. So, but yeah, it's not one of them chicken stock kind of off orange kind of notes. It's more of a straight up orange. So looks really good though, I must admit. Let's get a nose on this bad boy and see what it's all about. Wow. Okay. So you're getting a lot of that typical what you would expect: pale stone fruit, edge, yeah, peach, nectarine, touch of passion fruit, really big, juicy, almost like Valencia orange. Touch of grapefruit, but it's not. It's there, but it's not. It's more of a softer kind of aroma, if you know what I mean. It's not one of them ones. I mean, some double IPAs can really like hit you straight away. This is a more of a mellower, slightly mellower kind of double IPA, which is, sometimes it's not always about the aroma, it's what it tastes like. So let's go ahead and see what we get out of this one. So yeah, cheers everyone. And yeah, the no dextrose thing is definitely coming across. It hasn't got that quite that sweet edge, Bit more dialed in, bit more dialed back. It's leaving a lovely lacing, as you can see, on that first gulp of the beer. It almost comes across a little bit more refined. There's even a lovely residual grapefruit kind of flavour that it wasn't getting on the nose. There's a little bit kind of sharper edge, almost like slightly kind of puckering grapefruit, if you know what I mean. This is a real interesting one. Definitely a sharpness to it. And that really does hang about on the palate quite nicely. Very clean almost. There's a very kind of cleanliness about it. A little, as I say, a little bit more kind of refined, a little bit more. There's other things coming into play that perhaps you wouldn't get that sharpness from the grapefruit with dextrose in the beer. It's a really interesting one, but absolutely delicious all the same. Swirl the rest of this in. Just reinforcing the head there to probably about a quarter of a finger. Nothing crazy there. Excuse me. I mean, the body of the beer even. I think if you're inexperienced in this style of beer, you'd probably guess this is potentially a double IPA. Potentially. Just on the flavour, the body of the beer has got a... I mean, it's coming across as a medium body, but it's more than that. Yeah, it's probably the upper end of a medium. But that'd be the only little inkling I would say that this is a double IPA. You're not getting it through booze. I can't get over how clean the beer is. And a slight almost crispness, but then it's got that real kind of bite of a grapefruit there. Underline that obvious grapefruit on the palate, the flavour profiles. You've got that pale stone fruit element. It's slightly dank, but there's also a pineapple thing coming through. But it's not got that crazy up in front sweetness as well as that juicy note. It's more of that kind of grapefruit kind of puckering edge, if you like, which would probably get a lot more subdued if, say, you've got this dextrose in the beer. It's saying big and creamy and utterly saturated. I mean, it really is. There's also a slight kind of dryness coming on there at the back end, with all that kind of grapefruit craze going on in this beer. But utterly delicious, as it says, utterly saturated. I think it's utterly delicious. So again, Citra, Mosaic and Strata in this. It's got a slight dankness, yeah, it's got that Mosaic thing going on, but yeah, it's not really... The lead role for me in this is certainly Citra hops for sure. But yeah, what an absolute treat of a beer this is. And it's been sat in the fridge now for probably about best part of 5 weeks. So so yeah, we've escaped any of that kind of potential hot side of the hops in this. But yeah, that is an absolute belter, I have to say. Fantastic beer. Better than the can they produce that's in a green one. I think you all might know what that is. This is a little bit better than that, I'd say. Yeah, this is absolutely cracking. So this is a Verdant Brewing Company. They're out of Cornwall, of course. Under the Same Sky, double IPA. Then this is their second batch, I believe. Guile for shits and giggles is 523, and it says Moon Gazers on the underneath there. So Under the Same Sky, Moon Gazers, pretty cool link there. So yeah, let me know if I've had this one before. This is an absolute winner for me. Probably one of the best double IPAs I've had this year, to be honest with you. It's that I rate it that highly. So yeah, let me know if I've had this one before down below. I don't believe this is around currently, unless you've put some away or you've had it before and you remember how good it was or what the deal was when you had it. But anyway, I'm sure it'll come out again. Thank you for watching. You'll take care, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.